real car and then continue to use it like a bicycle, hoping to avoid the car regulation rules.
Very difficult to get it right.
As with most stuff,
Is it tight now? Is it tight?
It is tight, yeah. It will still wobble,
don't
but...
like to big ourselves up, but we wouldn't know anything about the news in the morning if it wasn't for the Today programme. Every other news programme just skims over the surface of the news whilst we actually open it up like a parcel and delve into it. And do you think that it's merely a matter of reporting the news? Well, you can think again. For some items, we have made the news. On a slow news day when nothing is happening, our reporters have been told to go out of the studio with their field recorders and make something happen. Those were the editor's words, not mine, but they are my words because I'm telling you now in the form of a news story on air. In real life, did you know that I talk like this even when I get home? This is my normal way of talking. It's not a newsy way of talking. For example, when I get in and I speak to my wife, I say to my wife, can I have a cup of tea? And what is for dinner? And what time can we watch Coronation Street? She will usually reply back to me, why are you talking like that again? You never did that when we were courting. If I'd known that this is how our marriage was going to turn out, I would have never married you. Let alone... Well, I can't repeat that bit because this is before the watershed on Radio 4, very early in the morning. It's the Today programme and it's just coming up to 31 minutes past 6. As I need to go to the toilet, I'm going to put on a pre-recorded news segment, a pre-packaged piece about the war that's happening somewhere in the world. We'll just choose a random war and put that item on. Today we'll report the war on, and I'm just going to put on my random simulator. The random, very national lottery-like machine, it's a bit like Camelot, has chosen. We'll cover the war on Syria today. Tomorrow it might be Iran. Is there enough toilet paper? That's a crisis that's affecting every toilet. And I'm wondering whether I'll be able to go or whether I will have to.
Landed New Junction, this is called, possibly, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Try capturing in 1080.
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry about that. Deep apologies. I know that there's going to be a Hutton inquiry about why I took a microphone in with me to the bathroom instead of playing something out on Radio 4. The regularity of which I am forced by my body to pass urine does not constitute as news, and as such I offer deep apologies. And now that I'm back on my comfy seat, we can get back to the business of entertaining you with as much serious news as is possible given the 3 hours that we have each day to do so. The time is now 6:15 and not even monks are up at a time as early as this. The news.
Even the monks are up.
In lieu of any real news, I've got a copy of the Manchester Evening News from yesterday evening. It has now made it into the programme. This particular item.
What did you say?
It's quite
Just
fascinating.
wondering how well it's captured
Well,
in
have
this.
you got
I
around
see.
the house that you just want to get rid of? Many of us are hoarders, so you've got to feel sorry for the police in Greater Manchester who have built up a hugely desirable collection of articles that they've stolen from
When we
criminals
come back,
Yeah.
the light is on
and
the
they've found on the street.
Yeah.
Greater Manchester Police have unveiled a controversial policy to rid themselves of the years and years of collected offensive articles which have been stored in lost property and have been confiscated from the area's criminals. They include offensive weaponry such as knives, guns, illegal drugs with a street value of over £1 million, including heroin and cannabis and Tic Tacs. All these items and more have now completely filled up each police station in the Greater Manchester area, and the Chief Constable has decided to hold a cart boot sale at the back of the Hangover and Spit pub in Stockport on Sunday morning. It is feared many criminals will be able to buy their items back. But as the cart boot sale is being held so early in the morning, the Chief Constable has dismissed the notion, saying that the general public will get to peruse the items first. They are harmless and unlikely to do anything illegal or offensive with the items, and criminals just don't get up that early, as they are not productive and decent members of society. So what's your views on this? Send an email, text, Facebook, Twitter, or even website about it now. It's the Today programme. The time is just coming up to a quarter to 8. And so with all this talk of police, I think it's time to up the ante a bit. There's nothing more thrilling in the world of crime than the tale of a bank robbery. And lucky residents in Kent got such a tale only yesterday. All the details that were previously unavailable have been made fully available because of the court, and they are enough to salivate over. A Ramsgate man robbed a bank 2 days before Christmas. He got away with the sum of 100 million pounds. Bill Reid armed himself with a can of Coca-Cola and held up a security guard who was delivering cash and Coke cans to a NatWest bank in the town. But when he discovered that he had no cash, he picked up a can of Coke, marched the guard into the bank and threatened to pour the drink all over him unless he was given money. But Canterbury Crown Court heard that after snatching thousands of pounds in the bizarre heist, he ran into a nearby pet shop and used a stolen £500 to purchase a monkey, until police overpowered him. Now Reid of Presedge Avenue has been jailed for an uncountable amount of years after admitting robbery, attempting robbery, and having a can of Coca-Cola with criminal intent. Prosecutor Kevin Jennings said the security guard, Stephen Grant, had been delivering and collecting cash, as well as multi-pack cans of Coca-Cola, to the bank on Ramsgate High Street. He had been in and out of the bank several times, he said, with his locked armoured box containing cash and Coke. He was then returning to the bank to collect cash, and the box he was carrying was empty. It was then that Reid began shouting at him, "Open the box, open the box. If you don't, you will be all wet and sticky from this can of Coca-Cola. I am not joking." Mr. Grant then saw that Reid was holding a normal-sized, red, unopened aluminium can with the words Coca-Cola on it, and he became extremely worried. The court heard that the armed can man then began swearing and demanding that the box be opened, pointing his can at the guard. Mr. Jennings added, the box was empty, and when Reid discovered that, he became enraged, shouting at him. He then forced the guard inside the bank and shouted at the cashiers, "Give me some effing money, or I will spray him with Coca-Cola." The prosecutor said that the terrified staff then handed over more than 58 billion pounds, and Reid, in his haste, spilled other cash as he ran away. Police officers arrived and were told that Reid had run into a nearby pet shop, where they found him purchasing a monkey which he had bought with some of the stolen cash. As they approached him, he was seen to bend over to the side of him. Although they didn't know where the can was, they suspected that it might be there, and they overpowered him. The can was later found in his coat pocket, they said. He said that the weapon was a basic aluminium can which had been violently shaken to the point where it could have taken out over half of Kent. "We are lucky," the police officer